River Valley Tractor, 702 Weir Road in Russellville, River Valley Tractor.
KCJC, Dartmouth, Russellville. River Country, KCJC.
Welcome back to Scott Stadium in Little Rock, Arkansas. Getting ready to do the coin toss, so we're bringing Cyclone football to you live here on 102.3 River Country KCJC. We'll also, if you have the TuneIn radio app, you can hear us there. Also, rivercountrykcjc.com for the audio. On YouTube, we have it on our Cyclone booth page. Just did the coin toss. I didn't see. Did you see what happened?
Yeah, the Little Rock Hall won the toss. They elected to receive. Russellville is going to be going from east to west, right to left on your radio dial. And just as I said earlier, the wind doesn't seem to be blowing as far as the flags. Well, now the flags are starting to move, and so the wind is blowing from the east to the west. So Russellville is going to start off in this first quarter and having the wind at their back.
Yeah, and the Cyclones coming out from one side, then they had to walk the other side to run out of the helmet that they have on the far side. And Russellville has traveled with them. Little Rock Hall in all orange. They actually came out in their white away tops to warm up in those. We thought maybe both teams are going to be wearing white tonight. But they did go in and change to their orange tops and orange pants, orange helmets. The Cyclones in the road white uniforms. And Russellville taking some time coming out. Coach Weaver saying, come on, let's go, let's go. He's saying, let's go, we got to get going. They're ready because Little Rock Hall is ready for the kickoff, and Russellville just now running out on the field. So really wet, really bad conditions here. The field is going to be fine because it's the new turf. However, because of the wind and the rain, if you're watching us on YouTube, I'm sorry, that's just the best we can do. The coach's film is right next to us. We're got the same vantage point here. So maybe we can wipe some windows off as we go. Russellville going to kick off, moving right to left on your radio dial as we are on the opposite side, the visiting side. And we talked to Coach Weaver, and we mentioned it in the pregame, and then he mentioned it in the pregame. It's very important for the Cyclones to get off to a good start. And he said teams like this that you should beat, the longer you let them hang around, the more dangerous they can become.
Well, our defense will be tested right off the bat to see what exactly Hall will do, if they'll try to throw or if they will run the ball on this wet night.
Connor Cooper going to do the kicking off. He's going to kick off from the left hash mark. They kick it high, and it's going to be fielded at the 5-yard line across the 10. Slipping, no, they maintained his foot, but then he goes down at the 15-yard line. And we're very close to field level, so that's even hard to see on the far side. I mean, you mentioned the wind, the rain, and then you can't even see where the ball is. We're going to be a lot of guessing tonight.
Yeah, I think that was number 5, Rucker, for Hall, who carried the ball.
Well, he got it at the 5, returned it to the 15. And that's where Little Rock Hall will start. Their quarterback is a guy named Braylon Adams, wearing number 1, very tall. He gets it, throwing to the near side. It's going to be complete to the near side across the 20, and staying on his feet, then being pushed out of bounds near the 25-yard line.
That's number 5, Rucker. We blitzed on that left-hand side. Got close to getting the quarterback, but he was able to throw over our defense.
And that's enough for a first down as they get at the 26. It's 11-yard pickup from Adams to Rucker. We have no score. There's one play in this game. They're going to turn and hand it off to Rucker, straight up the gut. He won't quite make the 30-yard line. That'll bring up second down and long.
That's number 43, Ty Hips, in on that stop.
Pickup of 2 on the play. Kavion Rucker, 6'1" junior. Motion a man out of the backfield. They're going to throw a screen pass. It's going to be almost intercepted by Caleb Gray. And he was going to go untouched in the end zone had he caught that.
Oh, he had clear sailing all the way. It just could have been a whip ball. Or
well, they motioned 6, which is B.J. Sisk, out of the backfield. Was going to throw that screen. And Caleb Gray, you could tell, had seen that in film study this week. It'll bring up third down and 8. Cyclone defense only allowing teams to convert third downs 45% of the time this season. 2 running backs in the backfield. That's Sisk and Rucker. Sisk motions out. Back to passes Adams, and the middle screen's going to be incomplete. They tried to go to Rucker on the middle screen. I don't know if he would have had the first down anyway, but it goes incomplete, and now they'll have to punt the football away.
I was trying to see who was covering him, but it's hard to see through binoculars with this rain over the window.
We might end up moving because I'm telling you, it's really hard to see. Some of these windows are cleared, some of them aren't. It's just odd. Looking at there and there, it's clear. Going to punt the football away. It's going to be short, wobbly hit. It's going to hit at the 46-yard line, and Russell going to let it roll. And back there for the Cyclones was Reed Wolf. He lets it roll dead, and it rolls dead at the 32-yard line.
Yeah, smart move by Wolf. They had good coverage, Paul did, on that punt.
So Cyclones take over at the 32-yard line. Russell will set up shop at their own 32-yard line near the left hash mark. Of course, Braden Whitford, the quarterback, and with Cole Hathcote out, we wondered who was going to start at running back, and it looks like it's Gavin Graham, I believe, number 37. He's in the backfield. The Cyclones directly behind Whitford in the pistol formation. We have a stoppage at play. Look, the Cyclones jump maybe. It is a false start against Russellville, so the first play, Russellville going to be moving backwards. Bring up first down at 15.
Not what you want to do on the very first play of this offensive drive.
So first and 15 for the Cyclones. Back to pass. Nope, it's going to be a delayed draw. Giving it to Graham, and he's got some running room. He's running towards the left sideline. Going to be pushed out of bounds near the original line of scrimmage. Bring up second down at 10 for the Cyclones.
Yeah, it was a good call and good fake by Whitford. Looked like he was looking downfield as receivers. And that delayed draw, what that does, you let the line goes past you, and then you try to get into the backfield.
Whitford is going to hand off again, this time to Graham, straight up the gut. He might have gotten a yard. That'll be it. Bring up third down and long for the Cyclones. Cyclones have had problems running the football this season, and you know they're thinking that because the rain just pouring here. But after a couple plays, they may have to think about putting up in there, maybe a screen pass. They bring in Latrell Thomas, number 48, to be in the backfield. Bobbled snap. Whitford rolling to his left, throwing is going to be incomplete. Intended for Brady Burnett at short hop before it got to him. He was past the sticks, but it goes incomplete. The Cyclones going to have to punt the football away.
Yeah, Brady had come across the field in a little slant pattern, and he was open. Wasn't a defender within about 5 yards of him, but as you said, it's just a little short.
With Tristan Wheelis done for the season, Ty Hips punted last week against Greenwood. Averaged 33 yards a kick. He's standing at his own 20-yard line. Low snap, able to catch it. High knuckleball, it's going to hit at the 42 of Little Rock Hall. Roll sideways inside the 30 and out of bounds at the 38-yard line. So the punt goes for 29 yards, no return, and both teams go 3 and out on their first series. So the Warriors take over at their own 38-yard line. We have no score. Both teams 3 and out on their first offensive possession. 9:25 left to play here in the first quarter. High snap. Here's to give to the running back. Is this Sisk? No.
That's Patterson, number 10.
And there he goes nowhere, loses yards on the play.
He looks like to be the biggest of the running backs for Hall, but we game tackled him. That's what you got to do with somebody like that at that size and the way the weather that we're playing in.
He loses 2 on the play. That's Dontavius Patterson. They've used 3 different running backs so far, with Rucker, number 5, Sisk, number 6, and Patterson now number 10. And they keep Patterson in there with Braylon Adams, number 1. He's 6'2", senior, 200 pounds. Made an amazing play in their second victory of the season when they defeated Little Rock Mills, scoring a touchdown with 3 seconds left. We're going to take a break as the Warriors want to take a timeout. We have no score with 8:38 left to play here in the first quarter. You're listening to Cyclone Football in River Country, KCJC.
For over 70 years, Old South Restaurant at 1330 East Main Street in Russellville has been faithfully serving the River Valley. Whether it's starting your day with a good old-fashioned breakfast or helping you make it through the workday with a hearty home-styled lunch, and of course serving your family with a dinner that would even make your mama proud. Old South Restaurant on Main Street in Russellville. We're here for you.
We're here for you, so come on by Old South.
Welcome back. We have no score. The Hall Warriors taking a timeout there and looking down at second down and 12. High snap. They're going to fake one way, hand it on the reverse to Sisk. He's running left side. Cyclones pursuing nicely, and he's going to lose yardage back inside the 30-yard line.
Now, there's 4 or 5 Cyclones that read that. Didn't fool the defense at all.
They're going to say he got the 30. Trey Potter in on the stop. There was a ton there. Third down and 18. They need their own 48-yard line for a first down. .802 left to play here. The first quarter clock is rolling. We have no score. Nice snap. They're going to turn. They're going to hand it off to Sisk, running right side, and Russell going to sniff that one out pretty good, only a couple yards. Missed a holding penalty there, but Russell with the stop. And Little Rock Hall going to have to kick it away. Both teams playing it extremely conservative because of the wet conditions.
Yeah, that play, that call play surprised me a little bit with 18 yards for a first.
That's 4th down and 15 after the 3-yard pickup. Back deep for Russellville's Reed Wolf. He just has his own 39-yard line. Tim Price going to kick it away, and he kicks it, goes off the end of his foot, and just rolls forward. It's going to be picked up by the Cyclones inside the 25-yard line, returning it inside the 20 to the 18-yard line.
And I think that was number 37.
That's Gavin Graham.
Yes. Big break for the Russellville Cyclones.
Well, they called
early
it
in the game.
Yeah, they called it a block punt. I don't know if you called it a block punt. I think it hit off the end of his foot.
Yeah, I don't think anybody blocked it. He just hit it, and it went straight down into the ground.
So the Cyclones in business at the 19-yard line of Little Rock Hall. Ball on the right hash mark. Bring him in motion, empty backfield as Latrell Thomas running the far side. They're going to throw a screen pass complete to Reed Wolf, running left side. He's going to be hog-tied before he makes it to the 15-yard line.
There's a good open field tackle by Hall. Trying to see who that person was.
They're going to give him, I think, the 16.
At the Warriors' 17-yard line.
Maybe the 17, second down. Second down and 8. Throwing it to the far side. It's up for grabs in the corner, and it's incomplete. Trying to go to Marquise Peter on that far side. On the coverage was Kendrick Johnson, and for a moment looked like he was going to intercept it.
Pass intended for number 2, Marquise Peter is
that was a good pass by Whitford. Just, it might have slipped out of his hands. It might have had a lot of air under it.
Marquise had 148 yards receiving last week. It's the most any Cyclone has had in a game this year. Third time a receiver's gone over 100 yards. Whitford on 3rd down and 8. Steps up in the pocket. Throwing is going to be incomplete. Reed Wolf was in the area, went over to his right. Little Rock Hall upset that they did not intercept that. And look, it's really bad conditions here. You might try a field goal. Here it would be a 34-yard field goal, and Connor Cooper does come on to attempt it. He's 5 of 7 this year. 5 of 7 with his long being 39, but tough conditions here. It'll be a 34-yarder. Ball near the left hash. Lovelace holding. It's definitely long enough, and it is good. Cyclones draw first blood after the bad punt by Little Rock Hall. The Cyclones settle for a field goal of 34 yards by Connor Cooper, and Russellville leads it 3-0. We'll take a break. You're listening to Cyclone Football in River Country, KCJC.
This is Adam Stoffel, Phil Wright Auto Play. This month only up to $8,500 off 2020 Buick Enclaves or 0% for 72 months on all remaining 2019 models. Or up to $10,000 off 2019 Buick Envisions or 0% for 72 months. Register to win with your purchase of a new Chevrolet, Buick GMC, Toyota, or Prius, a 2019 Polaris Sportsman, or Honda Ranger. Up to 30% off 2019 Buick Concours or 0% for 72 months. Phil Wright Auto Play, exit 84, just off I-40 in Russell.
Welcome back to Cyclones. Kick a field goal. They lead it 3-0 after the bad punt by Little Rock Hall. 6:16 left to play here in the first quarter. I say bad punt. It went off the end of his foot. Actually, a punt goes for -3 yards. It was returned by Russellville, and Russellville going to try the onside kick here, and it's been booted around, but Little Rock Hall's going to cover it back inside their own 40. Russellville was there but had to wait for it to go 10 yards and was still spinning around midfield. And now one official is saying that Russellville actually touched it at their own 49-yard line, and I think that's where they're going to give Little Rock Hall the football.
Yeah, it looked like they did. Yeah, it's 49.
Russellville was there waiting on it, and it just waiting for it to go an extra yard. And so that break goes in favor of Little Rock Hall. So we'll see what the Warriors do. They have not made actually they did make one first down. Their quarterback turns and hands it off straight up the gut to Rucker, and not much going there.
Hall has a big offensive line, and a lot bigger than Russellville's defensive line, and you would think they would be pushing us off the line of scrimmage, but Russellville's showing speed and quickness and being able to get their hands on the ball carrier.
Cyclones lead at 3-0 with 5:48 left to play here in the first quarter. Play clock down to 15. Little Rock Hall. Pistol formation, going to run the option. Pitches to Sisk. He drops the football, and he's going to cover it himself. But back in Hall territory, back at their own 44. I'm telling you, it's not muddy because of the field. The field's turf, but it's driving rain coming down hard. It wasn't raining this hard when we were first setting up, but ever since the game has started, a lot of wind, a lot of rain. They bring up third down for Little Rock Hall and 17 yards to go. They're going to throw a screen pass to the far side. It is complete across the 45, midfield back near the original line of scrimmage before being brought down.
You can tell the quarterback for Hall, Adams, could not even get a grip on the ball. He's just laying it in the palm of his hand and just slinging it out there.
Yeah, it's fourth down, 11. Cyclones lead it here 3-0. 4:35 left to play here in the first quarter. Again, if you're watching us on YouTube, we're apologizing for the way the video looks. It's the window that we're having to shoot through. We're going to hopefully try to fix that at some point. We can move some equipment around. Tim Price on to punt once again. Russell with two players back deep. He does get this one away. Fair catch called for by Reed Wolf, and he catches it at the 27-yard line.
Good position for the Cyclones, field position to start this offensive drive.
Yeah, just a 23-yard punt and no return. Russell took advantage of a Little Rock Hall miscue on their last drive. The punter hit off the end of his foot, went -3 yards. Russell picked it up, returned it to the 19 by Gavin Graham. Russell eventually settled for a Connor Cooper field goal, who's now 6 of 8 on the season. We'll see what Russell does here on their third drive. They bring a man in motion. That's Brady Burnett. They're going to fake the handoff to him. They're going to take a shot across the middle, in and out of the hands of Marquise Peter. And if he'd have caught that, he'd still be running.
I don't know if the defender tipped that ball before it got to Peter or not, but it had some pretty good coverage, but Peter had a step on the defense.
It'll bring up second down at 10. I think that's the first time Russell's trying to throw the ball downfield. They did throw the corner of the end zone on their previous drive. Again, man in motion. This time they're going to hand off Latrell Thomas running left side. He's across the 30, hit, but he'll get about 3 more yards to the 33. More manageable third down and 4 coming. Going to bring up third and 4 as they do put it down at the 33-yard line. Russell leading by a field goal. 3:45 left to play here in the first quarter. Little Rock Hall, you can already see their strategy on offense to shorten the game. They take a lot of time between snaps. Whitford on third down and short, 2 receivers to each side. Motioning out of the backfield is Latrell Thomas. Whitford back to pass. Now he's going to have to run out of the pocket to his left, throwing. It's going to be incomplete. Try to go to Reed Wolf, who is in around the sidelines, and now decision time for Coach Weaver as it'll bring up 4th down and 3. Sorry, 4th down and 4. Russell has gone for it 22 times on 4th down this season. Looks like they may be going for it here. Lovelace can kick, but he's back in the shotgun formation. To his left is Latrell Thomas, and Lovelace going to back up a little bit, so this is more of a punting formation. He hits it end over end, nobody back for Little Rock Hall, so Russell's going to get to use a very good bounce. It rolls inside the 20, and will be down there by Marquise Peter.
Yeah, that was a low, wasn't a spiral kick. It was just end over end and took a good bounce for Russellville.
Yeah, it goes for 48 yards, and Little Rock Hall will start at their own 19-yard line with 3:13 left to play first quarter, and Cyclones leading by a score of 3-0. See Shane Booker over here on this side. Looks like he's lining up outside linebacker. Finley Golden on this side. That's about all we can see. We can go far on the far side because of the wind and the rain, and our vantage point, we can't see a whole lot. The quarterback is number 1, Adams. Braylon Adams going to turn and hand it off to Sis straight up the gut. He'll get across the 20 to about the 22-yard line.
Oh, it's hard to see those numbers.
It'll be second down and 8.
That was Potter, number 16, in on tackle. Hit him down around the ankles. Good tackle.
I like Trey because he's a Steelers fan. We got to stick together through this hard season we've had. Second down and 8. Again, give it to Patterson. No, it's a fake, and they throw it, and deep downfield, incomplete. They had a man behind the Cyclone defense, and that was B.J. Sisk, I believe. And he had lined up at wide receiver, and he was behind Russell, and he couldn't come up with it. That looked like a pretty good pass.
It was. Just one more step, and he would have had that, and I don't know if we'd have caught up with him or not.
So to bring up third down and 8. Team's relaxing a little bit, even though the rain is not let up. They're deciding to throw the ball down the field a little bit. Russell leading 3-0. 2:30 left to play here in the first quarter. Russell shifting their defense around. It's going to be a quarterback keeper around the left side. He's running the far side out of bounds. They're going to say he was tackled inbounds because they keep the clock going, and I don't think he made it.
Number 19, Grant Smith, in on the tackle.
Give him a 27-yard line, a 4th down, and a long 2.
They may go for it.
Yeah, they may. They don't have the punter on. They got the quarterback, Adams. Check with me. 16 seconds on the play clock. Now down to 7 seconds. Hard count. And I think they're just trying to draw Russell off sides. No, they get it. They're going to run the option near side. And let's see, Adams going to keep it. And it's close as he leans forward, depending on the spot. He needs the 29. I don't know where he.
I don't think he got it.
Russell celebrating.
No, he
didn't
not
get it.
No.
So 1:27 left, and the Cyclone defense held. And they'll have the ball at the Little Rock Hall 28-yard line, leading 3-0. So miscue by Hall on the punt leads to a Cyclone field goal. They go for it on 4th and 2 from their own 27. Don't convert, and we'll see if Russellville can make them pay here. Whitford back to pass, dancing around, rolling to his left, and looking. He's going to sidearm fling it complete to Burnett. Breaks a tackle down the left sideline. He's inside the 10-yard line, steps out of bounds, and Russellville's going to have 1st and goal.
Good play by Brady. Burnett was able to, instead of going toward the sideline, he broke back toward the middle of the field and was able to gain the additional yardage.
And we have a flag back near the line of scrimmage. Good grief. Russellville's going to have 1st and goal from the 8. And now we have a penalty, and Russellville walking back.
Holding.
Holding against the Cyclones. 10 yards from the spot. You know, good thing is we're really close to the field. The bad thing is we're really close to the field. We can't see, and it was hard to see that flag. They're going to mark it back to 43. Winds up being a 15-yard penalty because it's 10 yards from the spot. Minute 15 left to play first quarter. Russellville leading 3-0. Whitford gets the snap. He's going to fake the handoff, throwing across the middle over Burnett, and he can't connect. It was over Burnett's head. It'll bring up 2nd down and 25 for the Cyclones.
Our offensive line is playing a great game so far. They're able to keep that defense off our quarterback, where he's able to look down the field.
Well, 2 times he's been flushed out. He's been flushed out towards that left side and had to throw against his body. Second down and 25. Man in motion's Reed Wolf. They're going to turn, throw a backwards pass to Wolf. He's going to throw it downfield. He's got a man wide open. Marquise Peter catches it at the 10-5. Touchdown. The first touchdown reception of the season for Marquise Peter, and he catches it from Reed Wolf of 43 yards. And the Cyclones lead it 9-0.
Yeah, Peter had got behind the defense. He was a good 3 to 4 yards behind, and just a beautiful pass by Wolf.
Well, that happens when they have their head in the backfield and they see the backwards pass. And they think it's just going to Reed Wolf, and he's run around that right side. The extra point is good. The Cyclones lead it by a score of 10-0 here with 1:01 left to play here in the first quarter. We'll take a break. You're listening to Cyclone Football on River Country, KCJC.
Arkansas Tire and Auto Service, 2304 East Main, Russellville.
Welcome back. The Cyclones lead it by a score of 10-0. They double pass. A pass ends up going from Reed Wolf to Marquise Peter of 43 yards. Marquise's first touchdown reception of the season. The extra point was good by Connor Cooper. And Cooper going to do the onside kick. The Cyclones got it. Cyclones have the ball at midfield. Covering it for Russellville was the number, is that number 89? If
89.
so, that's Logan Goodman. And the Cyclones, they get it in at the 50-yard line.
You'd think Hall would be expecting that. We tried it earlier, the last kick, and was unsuccessful, so we just did it again and got the ball.
The Cyclones have it at midfield, and now Little Rock Hall wants to take a timeout. We'll take it with them. Russellville leading 10-0 with a minute left in the first quarter. You're listening to Cyclone Football in River Country, KCJC.
Miller Roofing Company. They've been serving our neighbors in the River Valley since 1991. Miller Roofing offers residential and commercial roofs in a variety of styles, pitched, flat roofs, and more, plus a wide variety of materials, tile, shingles, metals, you name it. Also at Miller Roofing, they do chimney caps, wood repair, they work on your gutters, they do custom metal fabrication, chimney flashing, and tons more. So get a quote today from Miller Roofing. They're not just good, they're great. 479-890-3499.
Welcome back. The Cyclones lead it by a score of 10-0, and they just got the onside kick. We're trying to move some things around here on our YouTube channel, so you may be having to bail me out here for a minute, Dan.
Well, as long as I don't wrap you up and choke you with this cord.
And now, back to action here. Russellville hands the ball straight up the gut with Latrell Thomas. He'll get a couple yards before being flung backwards. And they're going to give him the 46-yard line.
Gain about 2 yards.
Quickly on second down, Whitford back to pass. Throwing is going to be tipped and incomplete. Boy, that was almost intercepted. Bring up third down for the Cyclones. Latrell Thomas, the running back of the backfield. Pistol formation.
Yeah, 3 receivers on the left.
Whitford back to pass. He's going to turn and hand it on the draw play to Latrell, and Thomas will get to the 46.
Yeah, Hall had that kind of sniffed out. They had a person in the backfield very quickly and put a hit on our quarterback. By the time he turned loose the ball, looks like Russell was going to go for it.
Well, they're going to have time to think about it. We've come to the end of the first quarter with our score. The Cyclones 10 and Hall nothing. We'll take a break. You're listening to Cyclone Football in River Country, KCJC.
Did you know if your roof isn't maintained regularly, you could void the warranty on your existing roof? Tim Noblet with E&F Roofing has made it his mission to protect your roof or help you get the new roof that will maximize your investment and extend the life of your roof, which can save you money through prevention and maintenance. So before you have another company check your roof, call 479-272-4069 and let E&F Roofing see what they can find and how much you can save by using someone local, someone who cares, right here in the River Valley.
Richard Roberts at Culture Motors. Don't miss our best F-150 sale of the year. It's the F-150 leather and liner sale at Culture Motors. These XLTs are already loaded with backup cameras, heated seats, Apple CarPlay, and more. But right now, get a free leather seat upgrade and spray and bed liner. And that's on top of $10,000 off of MSRP. Shop our deals anytime online at culturemotors.com or come see us at 1900 East Main in Russellville.
Welcome back, the Cyclones. So looking at fourth down as we start this second quarter, leading 10-0, fourth down from the 46-yard line after getting that onside kick. Whitford rolling out to his right. Throwing is going to be in and out of the hands of Cyclone receiver Loveless, but we do have a flag on the play. Flag on the far side, I believe. I missed it, but we could hear Coach Beal. Okay, just sideline warning.
Had Brady Burnett coming across. We may see the ball handed to him here in a play or two once Russellville gets the ball back, because once he takes the handoff, I think he can make it to the outside. He could gain some yardage for us.
Well, the Cyclones turn it over, going for it on fourth down. Could not do anything with it after getting the onside kick. 11:55 left to play here in the first half. Cyclones leading at 10-0. Again, it's still continuing to rain. A lot of wind here, but we've kind of changed our vantage point. Can see a little bit clearer, so we appreciate you being patient with us. They have new facility over here, but it's not really media friendly. Here's Hall on the back to pass, throwing an incomplete pass, but I think they had 12 men on the field. There's a flag in the middle of the field. There's actually 2 flags out there. So this will move them back to their own. It's a 41. Is that a 5-yard penalty? Illegal participation is what it calls. Still first down and 15. Cyclones leading it here by a score of 10-0.
Hall's got the wind at their back, rain's in the face of the Cyclones, but we were able to get to the quarterback at that time. Put a hit on him about the time he released the ball.
The rain really picked up near the start of the game. It hasn't let up since. It was raining very lightly about an hour before kickoff. The officials are huddling, and they're moving it back 5 more yards. Is this a 10-yard penalty?
No, they're going back 10 more yards.
They put the ball on the 31. So 1st and 25 for Little Rock Hall. Wind has died down a little bit, but the rain's still coming straight down. Quarterback is Braylon Adams, 6'2", senior. He looks a little taller than 6'2". Russell creeping up. Adams going to take it to the right side, just ducks his head and tries to get some positive yards. Maybe a yard. Maybe a yard. 2nd down and long.
Ty Hips, along with about 3 others in on that, tackle.
The PA guy credited Gilbert also with the stop, maybe making the initial hit. Russell showing blitz, backs up. Now they're blitzing from the outside. Adams back to pass. His he throws is going to be incomplete. And on the coverage there, Finley Golden, as they were going to Gary Lewis, number 15, who's yet to make a catch.
Ball's a little high, just out of his reach, going for about 7 or 8 yards.
3rd down and a cab ride. They need the Cyclone 43-yard line for a 1st down. 25 yards is what they need on this play. Clock stop with 11:09 left to play here in the 1st half. Russell leading at 10-0. Russell backing off on the corners. They're going to throw a little screen pass out here. It's going to be incomplete. Try to go to Sisk, number 6, who has been lined up at running back and receiver. But that's just trying to get some positive yards, maybe break a tackle. It doesn't go anywhere, and they're going to have to punt the football away.
Well, our defense had good pursuit of that. They were ready for it. He wouldn't have gained 2 or 3 yards if he had caught the ball.
Tim Price on to try the punt. He's the one that had the punt of -3 yards on one of his 3 that led to the Cyclone field goal. Russellville has had 2 people back deep before. Right now, Reed Wolf is the only one back deep. He's inside his own 45. It's a wobbly end-over-end kick, and Reed Wolf going to call for the fair catch at the Cyclone 48-yard line. So a 21-yard punt, no return. Russellville pretty good field position. 10:57 left to play 1st half. Russellville leading 10-0.
It's probably about the best field position that we've had since, except for that turnover.
Well, and the onside kick.
Yeah.
Latrell Thomas, the running back, will be back there to the left of Braden Whitford. 2 receivers to each side. Whitford, play action, throwing across the middle. It's complete to Lovelace. He takes a shot inside the 40-yard line, but that's enough for Beeson Roofing Solution 1st down here on River Country KCJC.
Yeah, Whitford made a great fake to Thomas. Handoff, pulled the ball back out and hit Lovelace. Great pass.
13 yards on the pickup. Whitford now 2 of 10 for 15 yards. Passing has been tough in these conditions. Thomas now the running back to the right of Whitford. Still 2 receivers to each side. They're going to throw a screen pass to Lovelace, complete at the 40. Looking for a block. He picks it up. Now Marquise Peters' boys pushed out of bounds inside to 35, but I think they're going to get Marquise with a hold.
I think it's could be a face mask. Man.
Holding is the call.
It is holding.
Okay.
Yeah.
Against the Cyclones.
They get on Marquise, and let's see where they put the. They're going to put it down at the 45-yard line.
That brings the ball back to the Warrior 45, 44.
So the Cyclones get credit actually for a 4-yard pass after the 10-yard penalty. It's still going to be first down.
Oh.
Prior to the snap, there is a penalty flag on the play. Offsides with the call against the Warriors.
Offsides against Little Rock Hall. All right, we're back to first down, still and long. They're going to hand it off to Caleb Gray, weaving his way. He gets inside the 40. Going to be stopped at about the 36-yard line. Bring up second down for Russellville.
It's hard to get any type of traction out on that field because of the rain and how wet it is.
7 Caleb Gray carries on the play. He's down at the 36-yard line.
36-yard line. He goes in motion. Gray does. And now another stoppage of play. A false start going to be called against the Cyclones. Russellville now, neither team can get out of their own way.
Second and 12.
Russellville leading 10-0 here. 9:45 left to play here in the first half. Gray going to stay in the backfield to help block Whitford. Has a dodge, a man rolling to his right. He's going to throw it, and it's going to be intercepted by Sisk, but now they stepped out of bounds. Sisk had it, but couldn't come down in bounds. It'll bring up third down for the Cyclones.
Whitford took a lick after he released the ball. I thought we might get a flag there roughing the passer, but no such thing.
Third down and 12. Russell needs 12 yards for a first down here. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Short side of the field is the right. Going to throw the right. It's going to be incomplete. Tried to go to Marquise Peter. He had it, and then he took a shot from B.J. Sisk and could not hang on, so the Cyclones kind of had to put the football away.
They got Ty Hips coming in to do the punting. He'll be standing about his 50. Now he's moving back a little bit.
They usually snap at around 10 to 15 yards or so. And he's going to get the punt away. It's going to be a wobbly punt, fair catch called for inside the 20 at the 19-yard line. That's where Little Rock Hall will start. Cyclones leading at 10-0 here with 9:19 left to play here in the first half. A 22-yard punt with no return, but you don't want a big booming punt when you can pin them inside the 20. That's what Hips did.
Had good coverage by our special teams.
Cyclones leading at 10-0 in Little Rock Hall. Late coming on, I don't know if they've called timeout. They have not started the play clock yet. Russell's defense is out on the field, and they still haven't started the play clock. They're acting like it's a timeout, but start the play clock. The official in the white hat still hasn't started, and now they are going to make Little Rock Hall call timeout. So we'll take a break. Cyclones leading at 10-0. You're listening to Cyclone Football in River Country, KCJC.
Taking care of families. That's what the folks at C&D Drugstore have been doing in historic downtown Russellville for more than 6 decades when it comes to all your pharmaceutical needs. When it comes to compounding special medicines, R.D. Walker and his staff are there to serve you. And most importantly, if you need delivery, if you need curbside pickup, you need C&D Drugstore on the corner of B and Commerce in downtown Russellville, a 60 50-year tradition.
Welcome back, the Cyclones, leading 10-0 here. It's been heavy rain the entire game. 9:19 left to play here in the first half. After Little Rock Hall using their second timeout, quarterback throwing. It's complete across the middle on the slant pattern, enough for the first down. It's beyond the 30 to the 34-yard line. That pass goes from Adams to number 4, Dylan Brown.
And Hall has used all 3 of their timeouts. Am I correct on that?
I thought they still had one left. They're going to give him the 33-yard line. Low snap. He's going to turn, give it to Patterson, running right side. He's across the 30, breaks a tackle at the 34, and gets to the 36 before being upended there. Long way to go for about 3 yards. They're going to give him the 37, so it'll be second down and 6 for Little Rock Hall. Cyclones leading at 10-0 here with 8:41 left to play. Now Hall going quickly here. And the quarterback, Adams, going to keep it, running right side. He'll get a yard, maybe. It'll bring up third down. It's the first time they decided to go quickly. They've been very patient between snaps, almost like they were trying to milk the clock early on and shorten this football game. They do give him the 38. That'll bring up third down and 5. Critical third down. Russell can stop them here. They can keep winning the field possession battle. And when it's really bad conditions like it is here, and you don't get a sense of it now that we've moved our vantage point, but trust me, it's still coming down. The wind has died down, but it's really coming down hard. Adams, the quarterback. He's going to move the running back to his left, bring a man in motion, and he's going to turn and hand it to him, and that's Sisk running, and he can't get anywhere close to the edge as he's driven backwards back at the 32-yard line.
And has Grant Smith that came from his safety position all the way into the backfield to make that tackle.
Loss of 7 on the play, bringing up fourth down and 12. And punting time for Little Rock Hall. Only one time have they not punted at the end of their possession. That was when they went for it on fourth down. Tim Price, when he was the punter, when he was running on, he was limping a little bit.
Yeah.
Had one bad punt, hit it off the end of his foot, ended up going for -3 yards. That drive ended in a Cyclone field goal, and he kicks this one low. It's going to hit the 49 of Russellville and picked up by the Cyclones. And running with his number 10, T.J. Holt. He gets into Little Rock Hall territory and is pushed out of bounds near the 40. So it's a 21-yard punt, and depending on where they mark it, they can give him the 39-yard line, so a 13-yard return. So T.J. giving us excellent field position. Cyclones leading it by a score of 10-0, but a chance to do something here as they have the ball at the Warrior 39. Ball near the right hash mark. Whitford, 3 receivers bunched to the right, short side of the field. Screen pass set up for Burnett. He's got it, weaving his way. Spin move at the 35, gets to the 30 and to the 26-yard line. That's a Beeson Roofing Solution first down.
Yeah, that play was strictly Burnett running.
Well, it was good blocking in front of him, too, by Reed Wolf and Lovelace there.
It was. And he was staying behind his blockers, letting him make contact.
12 yards on the pickup, 1st and 10 for the Cyclones. Just their 3rd first down of this game. Same formation. They're going to fake the screen. They're going to throw it near the sideline. It's complete to Lovelace. He's got the 15. Stutter steps his way inside the 15 to the 13. Trying to make a move. It was one-on-one out there, and another Beeson Roofing Solution first down.
2 quick passes for the Cyclones. Moving the ball down the field very quickly.
Gets it to the 13. They back him up there, so it's a 14-yard pickup. Russellville leading at 10-0, 6:11 left to play in the first half. Whitford looks right, throws back left, got man-on-man coverage out there, and it's incomplete. Had Marquise Peter on a little fade route out there. It looked like it went through his hands. I don't know how close it was from this vantage point. It'll bring up second down at 10 as the clock stopped with 6:01 left to play first half.
That's a good call because the last 2 previous plays went to the right side. Then you try this one to the left to Peter.
Marquise has the lone touchdown for Russellville. He took a 43-yard pass from Reed Wolf on a double pass play. Russellville leading at 10-0 here. Bring a man in motion behind Whitford. That's Burnett. Turn and hand off Latrell Thomas. Straight up the gut. He's inside the 10, inside the 5. Touchdown, Cyclones! Latrell Thomas from 13 yards out. The Cyclones lead at 16-0.
I like that run. He stayed behind his blockers. The blockers did a great job, and he had both hands on the ball.
Touchdown brought to you by Phil Wright Autoplex here on River Country KCJC. That's the first touchdown for Latrell this season, and just the second time the Cyclones have a rushing touchdown this year. Russell does most of their damage through the air.
Great job by that offensive line.
A stoppage of play we have as a Little Rock Hall Warrior was down on the play. He's up and running off under his own power. Russell leading at 16-0. Remember the punt return by T.J. Holt to the 39-yard line started that drive. The extra point is good by Connor Cooper, and Russell leads at 17-0. We'll take a break. You're listening to Cyclone Football in River Country KCJC.
Hey guys, Terry Holland here at Best Ride. Did you know Best Ride's been in business for 15 years? We are still offering the same great customer service we started with in 2004. We started with an affordable card for 24 months or 24,000-mile service contract with a low interest rate. We helped with your sales tax, gave free oil changes to the length of the contract, and reported credit. Best Ride now offers a little more. We have a full service department with all your vehicle needs, a service contract with no deductible, a newer, lower-mile vehicle to choose from. Best Ride's been serving the River Valley for 15 years. You can find us at bestridearkansas.com, Instagram, and Facebook. So guys, come see us at 621 South Knoxville in Russellville.
Cyclones go 39 yards in just 4 plays. Latrell Thomas a 13-yard touchdown run. Extra point was good by Connor Cooper. Drive just took 1 minute 3 seconds, and Russellville leads it by a score of 17-0. Russellville's tried 2 onside kicks. They've gotten one of them. One of them probably could have had, but ended up touching it before it crossed midfield, and they're lining up like they're going to do it again. It's the second rushing touchdown this year for the Cyclones, first for Latrell Thomas. Going to squib kick it. It bounces over a Little Rock Hall player and going to be covered deep in their territory by Rucker.
That's a good kick. You don't know if they're going to be able to handle that ball coming in like that. And if they fumble it, hits off of them, we could have a good chance of getting the ball back.
Well, they have it at their own 30-yard line. Now, I didn't see what happened. And handed off to who?
That's number
10, Patterson, straight up the middle. Sorry about that. We're trying to, even though you see a better picture, we're still trying to get some housekeeping things done. Get some of the stuff on the audio side fixed up for you. That's 5 yards on the pickup by Patterson. Bringing up 2nd down and 5. They have it at the 35-yard line. Back to pass. They're throwing the far side. The man-on-man coverage out there, and it's going to be incomplete. It looked like Caleb Gray was getting ready to get another interception on the season, and it's almost switched that Russell was playing offense and Sisk was playing defense for Little Rock Hall. Had to bring up 3rd down and 5.
Good coverage by Gray. Stayed step by step with him.
You know, he's getting close to the career interception, which is 10 by Andrew Tryon. The funny thing is Tryon did it in 1 season because he was only here for his senior year. It's 3rd down and 5 for Little Rock Hall. Clock stopped with 5:13 left to play here in the first half. Here's Adams throwing. Is it going to be picked off? It's picked off by Lovelace. He's running at the 20, 10, 5. Did he get in? They're going to say he stepped out of bounds inside the 5-yard line. Lovelace playing defense gets the interception and returns it inside the 5.
Yeah, that ball was a little short and it was low, and Lovelace just broke in front of the receiver and took off running.
And Russellville going to have it inside the 5-yard line. I'm sure Lovelace thought that he had it all the way. They didn't realize they were gaining on him, but a good job by Justin Lovelace. Let's see where they're marking it. They're marking at the 3-yard line. So it went from 3rd and 5 for Little Rock Hall. And Russellville, here's the give, straight up the gut, touchdown.
That's Thomas, number 48, I believe.
No, that's not 30. That's looks like if it's 32, that's Damon Donahoe, and that's his first rushing touchdown of the season. Damon Donahoe, number 32.
Yeah, it was.
Damon Donahoe carries it in from 1 yard out. And the extra point by Cooper is good. So just like that, Russell makes it 24-0. As we have 4:57 left to play here in the first half. Cyclones 24, Hall nothing. We'll take a break. You're listening to Cyclone Football in River Country, KCJC.
James Dunham is experienced, an attorney for 30 years whose practice covers all areas of the law. James Dunham is ethical. He's chairman of the Supreme Court Committee on Professional Conduct. James Dunham is fair. He's known for his respectful treatment of others. He's a man of judicial temperament and sober judgment. Elect James Dunham, Circuit Judge.
Paid for by the Dunham campaign.
KCJC, Dartnell, Russellville.
You guys play the best country of all.
River Country. KCJC.
Welcome back. The Cyclones make it go from 17-0 to 24-0 on that scoring summary. Russellville just goes 3 yards in one play following the interception by Justin Lovelace, who thought he was going to get a pick six. He returned it to the 3, but Damon Donahoe carried it in from the first play 3 yards out. They kick it deep. They're going to pick it up at the 14-yard line across the 20, 25, 30, and that's where Little Rock Hall will be tackled. And it looked like it was number 5, Rucker, on that kickoff return. I believe it was.
Yeah, good coverage by our special teams.
Shane Booker in on the stop. A return of 16 yards, and they'll start at their own 30-yard line. Cyclones leading at 24-0. 4:51 left to play here in the first half. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Back to pass, going to set up the screen, and Russell sniffed it out. They're going to drop him right at the line of scrimmage.
I'm trying to see who that was. Number 26.
Adams went to 6, I believe. Oh, Patterson in on the catch. They give him about a half a yard. Summary up 2nd down and 9. Braylon Adams, their quarterback, 4 of 11 for 32 yards, does have an interception now. I think of those 11 passes, I can only count twice as he's thrown the ball downfield. Everything else has been screens. He's going to quarterback keep around right side, cut back towards the middle, and he'll make the 35, maybe the 36, so it'll be 3rd down and short for Little Rock Hall.
Good gain tackling by the Cyclones.
Cyclones going to be back at home next week as they host El Dorado and then host Siloam Springs. Coming up at halftime, we'll have some scores, some interesting things going on in our conference. We'll have to talk to you about it. That's coming up at halftime here. 3:49 left to play here in the first half. Russell leading 24-0. Cyclones could get the ball back, get another score. Remember, they have all 3 timeouts. Bringing a man in motion, that's Rucker. Crosses the face of the quarterback. They turn a hand off. Quarterback was hit as soon as he handed off, and this is a good thing he handed off. They end up getting a yard, maybe 2 by Patterson, but that's it. It's going to be 4th down and short. You know, they've gone for it on 4th and 2 before when it was a closer game. Now it's 24-0, and you're looking at 4th down and a long 3, and I think they may be going for it again here. 3:13 left to play here in the first half. They've got the offense on the field, play clock at 18. Looks like they're going to go for it. 4th down and 3. Patterson, the running back of the pistol formation. Russell creeping up. Adams back to pass, looking right, throwing far side, nowhere close. Now the Cyclone's going to take over. That was odd to go for it then, don't you think?
Yeah, it was. He just made 2 or 3 yards carrying the ball, and I figured they'd run to the right side. That's where they've been most successful, what success they've had. But one person you don't want to throw it to over in that area is the defender, Caleb Gray. He was over there, had him defended real tight.
I'm saying I'm just surprised that they even went for it at all. I mean, you know, you kick it deep and or at least kick it away, make Russellville go the long way. And because you're down 24-0, you're not going to get the ball to start the second half. Or you are going to get the ball to start the second half. Russell is, and Whitford has it. Now Russell has a short field to work with at the 37-yard line of Little Rock Hall. He's going to a play action pass. He's going to be flushed out of the pocket, rolling right, and he throws it. It's going to be incomplete. Latrell Thomas was there to block, and Whitford just trying to get rid of it through it, and he actually hit the back of the foot of Latrell Thomas. He wasn't really in the pattern, but Whitford saved a sack there.
Last couple of times they've been able to get close to Whitford and give him some pressure. So we need to keep the defense off of him.
Second down and 10 for the Cyclones at the Hall 37-yard line. Russell taking their time play clock down to 10, and Russell may have to use a timeout here because they're not really lined up. 2:31 left to play in the first half, and I think Coach Weaver's going to call timeout. He's wanting for the shot clock reset, and they're going to reset it. So we're not going to take a timeout. It's down to 22 now. Second down and 10. Whitford back to pass. He's looking, rolling to his right. Stiff arms a man, throwing, and it's nowhere close, incomplete. We got a flag on the play. There's going to be intentional grounding on Braden Whitford. Be 5 yards from the spot and a loss of down. And the spot here is the 46-yard line. So from there, it'll move it back to the Russell's own 49. It's one of the worst penalties you can have because it's a loss of down and 5 yards from the spot. So you're usually behind. So Russell winds up, it's a 14-yard penalty and loss of down. So third down and 24 for the Cyclones.
Again, they were putting pressure on our quarterback, and he just had to get rid of the ball or get sacked.
Third down, 24 yards to go. Whitford gets the snap, looking left. That's a wide side of the field, throwing and incomplete. Brady was in the area, Wolf was in the area, but nowhere close. I'm telling you, still rain coming down hard, and they're covering the football, but it's not really working. I mean, it's a soaked football as soon as you get the snap. And so Russell, after that incomplete pass, is going to have to punt the football away. From their own 49-yard line, it's where they'll snap at 2:21 left to play here in the first half. Russellville leading 24-0. Ty Hips will do the punting. Gets this one away. Pretty good kick. And they're going to field it, dive, and they lost the football, and Russell's going to cover it. Cyclone's going to cover it. Ty Tolan falls on it inside the 25-yard line.
Well, that's our special teams. We talked about them in pregame, helping the offensive unit to get good field position. They sure did on this one.
Yeah, Ty Tolan falling on it at, I believe, the 22-yard line. And so Cyclones, another turnover by Little Rock Hall, and hopefully they can turn this one into points. Offense back onto the field. Russell leading 24-0. They're going to turn and hand the ball off. This is Donahoe running right side. He takes a lick, but not before. He got inside the 30, about the 26-yard line.
Yeah, just ran off that right tackle position and was able to gain a yard.
Excuse me, I'm at 16-yard line. So it's a 6-yard pickup for Donahoe. Now Donahoe taking it left side and trying to get the edge. He's going to be taken down at the 14-yard line, bring up third down.
He ran to the left. That was an opening out there, but good pursuit by Hall defenders. Shut that down pretty quick.
By number 4, Dylan Brown at the 15-yard line.
Third and 2.
And Whitford rolling out to his right, throwing his complete pass to Burnett, stepping out of bounds, and right at the sticks. He has enough for the first down.
Good pass, good catch.
That's enough for a first down for the Cyclones. Brought to you by Beeson Roofing Solutions here on River Country KCJC. Pickup of 7 yards on the play. Russell has it first and goal from the 8-yard line, leading 24-0 here with 1:03 left to play here in the first half. Whitford with Running back to his right, that's Thomas. Short side of the field is the right side. He's going to hand it to Thomas, straight up the gut. And he breaks a tackle at the 5, is into the end zone for the touchdown. Boy, he ran into a pile and just disappeared. Came out, and he's got 2 touchdowns on the night.
Yeah, it looked like he'd been stopped down there about the 5-yard line, but then all of a sudden he breaks free and in the end zone.
The Cyclones lead it 30-0. Connor Cooper on to try the extra point. Miscues by Little Rock Hall has led to a lot of points. Russell turning those into points. Cooper's extra point is good. Russell leads at 31-0 here with 57 seconds left to play in the first half. We'll take a break. You're listening to Cyclone Football in River Country, KCJC.
Dear Golden Sons and Wonder Boys, Ozark Explorers and Main Street Adorers, there's a new casino coming to town. Wouldn't it be great if it were Choctaw Casino and Resort? A place built for the community and the people of Pope County. This is your home. It should be your casino. Luckily, it's not too late to let your voice be heard. Talk to your city and county representatives and let them know that you choose Choctaw. For more information, visit ChoctawArkansas.com.
Welcome back. The Cyclones lead at 31-0. They scored a couple of touchdowns here in the final 3 minutes of this first half.
Is that our 3rd rushing touchdown?
Tonight, yeah. Russell had 1 coming into this game, and that one was from Kobe Robinson coming into this game. Latrell Thomas with 2 tonight. Damon Donahoe, the sophomore, with 1. Good night for it with bad conditions. Good night to get your running game going a little bit. Russell's done that. They've had 50 yards on the ground, 95 through the air. Russell going to kick a sky kick here, and it's going to hit a free ball. It hits at the 35, picked up at the 32-yard line. And nobody was around it. That's always dangerous if you're the receiving team and you let it drop, but Malachi Baker was there to finally haul it in. And so they have the football at the 33. Well, they're out of timeouts. You know, they're probably thinking we just got to get in halftime. Russellville, you never know. They get a turnover here. They go for the jugular. Russellville still with all 3 of their timeouts, leading at 31-0 here with 55 seconds left to play here in the first half. Zach Sanders just now coming onto the field.
Down to 4.
Yeah, they don't have enough. They didn't have enough guys. They didn't have the right guys, and they're going to get a delay game penalty because they can't stop the clock. So it's a delay of game penalty, making it 1st and 15 for Little Rock Hall. They have the ball at their own 28-yard line. A lot of interesting games going on around the 6A West tonight. We'll give you that. Those scores and all that up to date at halftime here. Kind of like to see another score before halftime. Adams back to pass. He's going to roll to his right. He's in trouble. He's going to fling it out there. And did he catch it? No. Incomplete. Went over that far side. Going for Jeremiah Walker on the far side. Brings up 2nd down and 10. Sorry, 2nd and 15. Forgot about the delay game penalty. Hall's been penalized 3 times for 26 yards. Russellville 5 times for 49 tonight.
Russell's playing a very tight defense on those receivers, doing a good job.
Yeah, and it's not a bad idea to do it here. 49 seconds left. You get a stop here, you might use a timeout. They're going to turn. They're going to hand it off to Patterson, and he's a dodging tackler's back behind the line of scrimmage, and he might have gone out of bounds. That would be great for Russellville. And now a very late flag coming in. Flag just now thrown. And I don't know what the penalty is. Might be going against Russellville. It's a late hit out of bounds. And that's a hold against Russellville. On a running play? He lost 4 yards on the play, but I'm kind of confused.
Personal foul.
Okay, personal foul.
Is the call against the Cyclones. That brings the ball to the 39-yard line.
Okay, so 15-yard penalty against Russellville.
Not enough for a first down, though.
No.
Second
and 4, though, and it was almost second and 19. And now they're going to say it's dead ball.
Correction, 3rd and 4.
Okay, so it is 3rd down. 3rd down and 4 yards to go. The clock at 41 seconds left. In the first half, Russellville leading it 31-0. They're going to turn, hand off to Patterson. He's hit hard, driven backwards. Back at the 37, he loses a couple yards on the play.
That's number 29, Lott.
And Russellville going to call timeout here to stop the clock with 35 seconds left. We're going to take a quick break. 35 seconds left in the first half. Russellville leading 31-0. You're listening to Cyclone Football in River Country, KCJC.
Parents have a hard job. How do you feed the kids good food without breaking the bank? When you dine in at Steak and Shake on Saturday and Sunday, kids eat free with every $9 spent, and your food is always made to order. Steak and Shake on Parkway Drive. Steak and Shake's reward app makes saving super easy. Download the Steak and Shake Rewards app for free. Then order and pay from your device or smartphone, and every $50 that you spend, you get $5 in rewards. Steak and Shake on Parkway Drive.
Welcome back. Cyclones using their first timeout to stop the clock here with 35 seconds left. Little Rock Hall looking at 4th down and 6 from their own 37. They're going to have to punt the ball away. Tim Price gets the snap. Russellville coming after it. They don't block it, but it's a very short punt. It's going to hit near midfield and bounce sideways, and Little Rock Hall is going to let it roll. I don't know why, and it rolls actually back into their own territory. So they let it. They gave Russellville a little help there by letting it bounce around, and it's going to be out at the 49-yard line, a 12-yard punt with no return.
Maybe they were wanting the clock to run out.
Maybe, but there was no way of that happening. 26 seconds left to play here in the first half. And if you're a Cyclone, you're thinking, hey, we stick this in the end zone. We'll start the second half with a mercy rule. Russell with 2 timeouts left, leading at 31-0. And Whitford on, and we'll see what Russellville dials up. Now you can throw it across the middle. You can hand the ball off here with 2 timeouts. Russellville's using the running game more this game than they have any other to their success. And the play action pass, Whitford. He's going to take a shot from Marquise Peter, and it's going to be intercepted by B.J. Sisk inside the 25-yard line. B.J. Sisk intercepting Braden Whitford at the 22-yard line.
And Whitford got hit just about the time he released the ball, so I'm sure that had some. He just didn't have a good pass with that much pressure put on him.
Marquise able to wrestle Sisk down. He actually jumped on his back as soon as Sisk made the catch. 16 seconds left to play in the first half. Russell made a bid, nothing wrong with that, and taking a shot downfield, using timeouts there to maybe get that last drive in. 3 receivers to the right for Little Rock Hall, and this is going to be Adams keeping it himself, and he is tackled at the 23-yard line. And nobody seems to go. They're going to stop the clock here. And 2 seconds, 1 second. We've come to the end of the first half with our score. The Russellville Cyclones 31. And Little Rock Hall Warriors, nothing. We'll take a break. Come back with your halftime show. You're listening to Cyclone Football in River Country, KCJC.
Rivertown Bank is so proud to sponsor local sports. Rivertown knows that our young people will carry the fine values and discipline they learn in sports through the rest of their lives. Thanks to all of the Rivertown Bank customers, our friends, and neighbors for your business throughout the year. And please remember, the biggest impact you can make on our local economy is when you bank local, and local is what Rivertown Bank is all about. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Corey Beeson and the folks at Beeson Roofing Solutions are proud to support local sports in the River Valley. And they also want to say a special thank you to all their loyal customers and the community for their business. So if you have a problem with your roof, whether it be on your home or business, visit BeesonRoofing.com to see their work or call 967-2288 to schedule a free estimate or second opinion today from your local roofing experts, Beeson Roofing Solutions.
Fellner's Athletes Corner, your high-performance athletic store for quality athletic footwear and apparel, features Nike, Under Armour, The North Face, Patagonia, Oakley, Saucony, New Balance, Brooks, Asics, Kabu, Keen, and many, many more. Fellner's invites you to make them your first stop. With more than 50 years combined experience, the familiar faces at Fellner's can help you with all your athletic needs. Fellner's Athletes Corner, 2320 West Main, Russellville, open 9:30 until 6 Monday through Saturday.
Hey, it's Drew Mitchell for Lakeside Oral, Facial, and Dental Implant Surgery. Lakeside is really proud this year to be sponsoring our local sports all throughout the River Valley. They're committed to the area. It's just another way they show that. When you're in the market for dentures, wisdom teeth, or whatever the case may be, remember Lakeside Oral, Facial, and Dental Implant Surgery. And check out their website at lakesideofs.com. Lakeside Oral Surgery, helping make the broadcast of local sports throughout the River Valley possible.
Welcome back. The Cyclones leading at 31-0 in an odd first half. And I want to first apologize a little bit to our listeners and people watching because of the conditions we had. We ended up moving our camera a little bit because it was just really some really rough conditions. We're shooting through a window. We're right next to the Cyclone coaches. They were doing the same thing. They were actually having to move their camera because of that. So we think we've got everything squared away, and it's a pretty good first half. I mean, we're going to have to, if we're going to have all these kind of issues, the good thing is Cyclones had not many issues themselves. What they did is they seemed to take the turnovers and miscues of Little Rock Hall and turn them into points, leading at 31-0 here at halftime. What's your thoughts of the first half?
Well, it's defense this first half. Our defense has really rose to the occasion. They've been able to stop the running game of Hall. They've been able to stop the passing of Hall, and created some turnovers with an interception. They just done a great job, and of course the score reflects that. So our defense has done a great job this first half. Our offense, we're going to get the ball here in the second half to start off with. So hopefully we move down the field. This weather condition has affected both teams, no question about that. But Russellville, as you said, has been able to take the mistakes of Hall and go down and put points on the board.
Our YouTube page, we appreciate Kat telling us. So we get a few scores that we're, look, we got the Cyclone game on here that we're watching, but we got other games that we're interested in. That Searcy is trailing Jonesboro 30-21. I mean, that would be an upset over in the 6A East. Benton and Greenwood, which a lot of people are watching, they're tied at halftime. And Russellville, they hold within their hands the fact of they control their own destiny if they want to make the playoffs. And Russellville, even where they're sitting, coming into this game 0-4 in conference, because they're playing the teams they need to beat. Little Rock Hall, who's also winless in conference. You have El Dorado and Siloam. If Russell wins all three, they're in. 2 wins might get them in. Might. It's not a guarantee. So 3 is what you really need, and that starts with a victory tonight, hopefully, in Russellville on the right start, actually. If they're wanting to do that, leading here by a score of 31-0. I'll give you the scoring summary for the Cyclones because it's all kind of sort of happened back and forth a little bit. I mean, when you look at the possessions, I mean, we had an interception thrown by Hall. We had an interception thrown by Russellville. We had a punt that Russellville punted the football away. Hall ended up fumbling it away. Just a lot of things going on. Russellville ended up turning the ball over 1 time, but their turnover came in the last minute. Little Rock Hall turned the ball over 3 times. And, I mean, you talk about the interception, the onside kick that Russellville got, and also the fumbled punt that Russellville got. Special teams, one of the things you talked about. But we look at the scoring summary. It was a weird play. I said all that about the turnovers, but it was a weird play that led to Russellville's first score. Little Rock Hall's punting the football away, and instead of the punter hitting it in the middle of his right foot, he actually hit it on the very end of his foot, like his big toe. And it just rolled forward, and it was scooped up by Russellville 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage. So it goes for a negative 3-yard punt. Gavin Graham picks it up, returns it for Russellville to the 19-yard line. The Cyclones can't turn it into a touchdown, but they do turn it into points. A 34-yard field goal by Connor Cooper, and Russellville led it 3-0. The Cyclones did get on the board before the first quarter was over. With 1:01 left to play in the first quarter, Russellville ended a 28-yard drive in 2 plays, but how it happened, Russellville had been penalized. They go back to their 43-yard line. They do a double pass. They throw it backwards to Reed Wolf. He throws it forwards to Marquise Peter. Marquise gets his first touchdown of the season. 43-yard touchdown reception. Extra point was good. Russellville led it 10-0. Then Russellville scored 3 times in the final 6 minutes of the half. The first drive, a 39-yard drive in 4 plays. Latrell Thomas getting his first touchdown as a Cyclone to 13 yards. Cyclones got the ball back after almost a pick 6 by Lovelace. Justin Lovelace returning it to the 3. The very next play, Damon Donahoe, the sophomore, getting his first touchdown as a Russellville Cyclone from 3 yards out. The extra points here made by Connor Cooper made it 17-0, then 24-0. And then with 57 seconds left in the first half, Latrell Thomas getting his second a rushing touchdown of the game, and second of the season, second of his career. That capped off a 22-yard drive in 4 plays. His touchdown this time was from 8 yards out. Connor Cooper added the extra point, making it 31-0. Russellville had 1 rushing touchdown all season. They come in, they had 3 in this game, and they lead it here 31-0. We'll take a break, come back with more of your pregame show. You're listening to Cyclone Football in River Country, KCJC.
Joshua's Fine Jewelry, a luxury establishment in the heart of downtown Russellville, are taking it back to the good old days with a family-owned, family-operated business that pride themselves on personal interactions, beautiful custom craftsmanship, and an insanely knowledgeable and helpful staff that go above and beyond just for you. Joshua's Fine Jewelry is giving a huge shout-out to all of our local River Valley and Natural State athletes. You guys are the real MVPs. Be sure to like Joshua's Fine Jewelry on Facebook today and go and give them a visit in downtown Russellville at 310 West Main Street.
Hey, it's Drew and Mitchell for Bring a Steakhouse off Main Street in Russellville. Bring a Steakhouse, very proud to be sponsoring local sports right here in the River Valley with a commitment to community and a commitment to great service and a great dining experience, not to mention the best cuts of meat. They have prime cuts, which is even better than choice. Check out the sirloin, especially. Best sirloin, in my opinion, in the River Valley, possibly the world. Bring a Steakhouse in Russellville, help making possible the broadcast of our local athletics in the River Valley.
How many times have you had to go without your heating or your air unit when you needed it most? Your family's freezing or sweating and they look to you for relief. You call someone and they say it's going to cost an arm and a leg to fix. Do you really feel like you have a choice? Well, now you do. Call Tony at Arkansas River Valley Heating and Air at 479-964-4004 for a free second opinion from a guy you can trust to take care of you and your family and get that unit running without all the extra charges. Arkansas River Valley Heating and Air.
How can I help you?
Can you turn on the porch light? I can't see anything.
Sorry, I didn't get that.
Ow! Not every innovation is helpful. But the new ITMs at First State Bank can help you achieve your banking needs at the push of a button. Interact with local tellers, cash a check, and more, right from your car. Plus, ITMs are open weekdays from 7 to 7. To learn more about First State Bank's new innovative services, go to fsbitm.com.
Welcome back, and Engineer John Henderson said we're going back to pregame. Sorry about that. When I went to break, I said we'll be back with the pregame show. We'll be back with a halftime show. I'll tell you, this halftime show of Little Rock Hall's kind of got me distracted a little bit. The band has showed up. They're wearing sweatsuits, and so they got to be soaking wet because they've been here. They marched completely around the track. They've been out there performing during the first half. They're here at halftime, and they've been supporting their team. Not a lot of fans on that far side, but the band's been here, and kudos to them. We'll give you some scores from around the state. First, some local teams in action. Dardanelle all over Subiaco Academy in the second quarter. That score of 49-0. Elkins leading Pottsville. That is a halftime score of 14-12. Atkins leading Mayflower at the half, 7-6. I'm sure they're having to deal with some of the same bad conditions that we are. Do not have a score on Hector and Lavaca. the Clarksville score, do not have a score on them either with Greenbrier. As far as 6A West, 17-17 is your score between Benton and Greenwood. That's a halftime score. El Dorado leading Siloam Springs by a score of 10-6, and Lake Hamilton and Sheridan tied up at 10 at halftime. There's some big games. Every game in our conference has some playoff implications here, including this one. Russellville, if they want to make the playoffs, they could for sure do it by 3 victories to close out the season, 2 maybe, just maybe if things fall their way. But if Russellville loses one more of their last 3 games, they no longer control their own destiny. If they can win all 3, then they're absolutely in. So they're kind of keeping an eye on the El Dorado Siloam Springs matchup with El Dorado leading Siloam 10-6. That's now a third quarter score. Of course, everybody's looking at the Greenwood, Benton, and Lake Hamilton and Sheridan, both those games tied at halftime. We'll give these stats of the first half when we come back from your halftime show. Cyclones leading at 31-0 here at halftime. You're listening to Cyclone Football in River Country, KCJC.
Maybe you're moving some dirt around the house. Got jobs to do, things you need to get finished, and equipment to move. Well, maybe you don't have what you need. River Valley Tractor has it, and they have great prices and great people. Family owned and operated, they treat people like you would expect to treat family. Whatever you're looking for, Kubota has you covered. Construction equipment, farm equipment, zero-turn mowers. Go by today and see the family at River Valley Tractor. 702 Weir Road in Russellville, River Valley Tractor.
For over 70 years, Old South Restaurant at 1330 East Main Street in Russellville has been faithfully serving the River Valley. Whether it's starting your day with a good old-fashioned breakfast or helping you make it through the workday with a hearty home-styled lunch, and of course serving your family with a dinner that would even make your mama proud. Old South Restaurant on Main Street in Russellville. We're here for you.
We're here for you, so come on by Old South.
This is Adam Stoffel, Phil Wright Autoplex. This month only up to $8,500 off 2020 Buick Conclaves or 0% for 72 months on all remaining 2019 models. Or up to $10,000 off 2019 Buick Envisions or 0% for 72 months. Register to win with your purchase of a new Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Toyota, or pre-owned. A 2019 Polaris Sportsman or Honda Ranger. Up to 30% off 2019 Buick Concours or 0% for 72 months. Phil Wright Autoplex, exit 84, just off I-40 in Russellville.
Arkansas Tire and Auto Service, we're more than just tires. Consistent, responsive, honest and fair. What makes us different? We're the ones who care. Trust our experience to know what you need. Professional and fast, see what we mean. Arkansas Tire and Auto Service, we're more than just tires.
Arkansas Tire and Auto Service, 2304 East Main, Russellville.
Welcome back. We're at halftime. The Cyclones leading it by a score of 31-0. We'll give you the first half stats. It's really pretty if you're a Cyclone fan. Russellville with 6 first downs, 145 total yards. Little Rock Hall 2 first downs, 35 total yards. For the Cyclones, they were able to run the football today and tonight, 3 rushing touchdowns, but they still threw more than they passed for. 95 yards through the air, 50 yards on the ground. Individually, Braden Whitford 6 of 20 for 52 yards, 1 interception. Reed Wolf had 1 pass, completed it for a 43-yard touchdown pass to Marquise Peter. He's the only receiver with a touchdown in the game tonight, and he's a leading receiver on that just 1 catch. Justin Lovelace has 3 catches for 31 yards. Brady Burnett 2 catches for 19. Reed Wolf 1 catch for 2 yards. Running the football, Latrell Thomas 5 carries for 31 yards and 2 touchdowns. Damon Donahoe has 3 carries for 10 yards and a touchdown himself. Gavin Graham 2 carries for 6 yards. Don't forget, though, Justin Lovelace on that defensive side with that interception, too. Of course, Ty Tolan recovering the fumble. Gavin Graham picking up the bad punt. And so Russellville's kind of been all over the place, just being special, creating turnovers, creating opportunities. For Little Rock Hall, Braylon Adams, their quarterback, 4 of 13 for 32 yards, does have that 1 interception that was picked off by Justin Lovelace. Receiving, Dontavius Patterson with 2 catches for a total of 7 yards. Dylan Brown 1 catch for 14. Dontavius Patterson also led leading rush as far as touches, 7 carries for 5 yards. But Braylon Adams, a quarterback, 6 carries for 13 yards for Little Rock Hall. The Cyclones have been penalized 6 times for 64 yards. The Warriors 3 times for 26 yards. Russellville and Hall, same number of offensive plays, 32 each. Russellville just 1 of 7 on third down conversions. Little Rock Hall 0 for 9. Both teams have gone for it on fourth down. Neither one has converted. Russellville 0 for 1, and the Warriors 0 for 2. You know, you always look for these hidden stats and maybe, you know, where's the game really being decided. I can tell you where it's being decided. It's the turnovers. Little Rock Hall, 3 turnovers and a negative 3-yard punt. That's those 4 things has really blown up in Little Rock Hall's face. And Russellville, to their credit, even when they turn it into a field goal, they're turning in those opportunities into points.
And another thing is our defense. I said earlier in that first half, Hall has a large offensive line. Their right tackle is a monster out there as far as his height and his weight. But Russellville is showing the quickness and the speed in getting in between the blockers and able to pursue the ball carrier and many times throwing them for a loss, putting lots of pressure upon Adams before he releases the ball. Even after he releases it, they're hitting him. So, you know, they've made him a little bit gun shy. But our defense, the front 3 and our linebackers are playing have played a great game in that first half, and I expect them to do the second half as well.
Yeah, and look, we're getting all tied up on the offensive side. Listen to this. This is the possessions, how they ended for Little Rock Hall. Punt of negative 3 yards, punt, turnover on downs, fumble, punt, interception, turnover on downs, fumble, punt. If your defense and special teams does that, you're going to win a lot of ball games, and that's why Russellville's up 31-0 right now.
And getting back to the ball carriers, we scored 3 touchdowns from the ground. The thing I like about it, they hadn't been just 1-yard plunges. I mean, one of them was, 13 yards, and the other one was about 11 yards or whatever. So, you know, we're getting the blocks on our offensive line, which should give them a momentum going into the next 2 weeks against El Dorado and against Silent Springs. Hey, I can make a block. I can open up a hole for the ball carriers. The other thing I wanted to say about the ball carriers, I said it about Thomas, is when they're holding on to the ball, they're holding it on with 2 hands, and they're wrapping that ball up because it's a wet ball, and they don't want to fumble down there that close to the goal line.
Cyclones leading at 31-0. Right now, it's time for this date in Cyclone history. We're going back to Week 8. I love going back, way back when, because you learn a lot about history. We're going way back here to 2005. I decided to not go as far because this one jumped out at me. This is one I had pinned. Kind of look at this stuff in the off season during the summer, and this is the one I wanted to highlight at this week. Russellville kind of struggled in 2005 to start off the season. They actually started off with the Hootens Kickoff Classic. They played at Arkansas Tech against Morrilton, ended up tying Bryant. They did beat Conway that year, but they had to string together 3 victories. It's funny how this ties in in order to make the playoffs, and it started in Week 8. Russellville defeated Northside at Cyclone Stadium 39-35 in a shootout game. Russellville ended up upsetting Bentonville the very next week, 21-17 in overtime. Beat Van Buren by 20 to close out the regular season. They make the playoffs. They actually go on the road and upset Mountain Home in the playoffs big time, 33-14. They lost the next week in the playoffs, but a close loss at Little Rock Catholic, 16-7. But it all started with that big shootout victory against Sportsman Northside, 39-35. It happened in 2005 this week. That's this date in Cyclone history. Cyclones leading at 31-0. We'll take a break, come back with the second half for you. You're listening to Cyclone Football on River Country, KCJC.
Miller Roofing Company. They've been serving our neighbors in the River Valley since 1991. Miller Roofing offers residential and commercial roofs in a variety of styles, pitched, flat roofs, and more, plus a wide variety of materials, tile, shingles, metals, you name it. Also at Miller Roofing, they do chimney caps, wood repair, they work on your gutters, they do custom metal fabrication, chimney flashing, and tons more. So get a quote today from Miller Roofing. They're not just good, they're great. 479-890-3499.
Did you know if your roof isn't maintained regularly, you could void the warranty on your existing roof? Tim Noblet with E&F Roofing has made it his mission to protect your roof or help you get the new roof that will maximize your investment and extend the life of your roof, which can save you money through prevention and maintenance. So before you have another company check your roof, call 479-272-4069 and let E&F Roofing see what they can find and how much you can save by using someone local, someone who cares, right here in the River Valley.
Hey guys, Jacob Riddell with Cogswell Motors. We're gearing up for an extensive renovation to the dealership that starts next month. In doing so, we're making room on our pre-owned lot and everything must go. We have unbelievable deals and vehicles priced to move. With the largest selection of Ford, Lincoln, Mazda, and quality pre-owned vehicles, we're sure you'll find the perfect car for you and your family. So come check out our pre-construction sale at 1900 East Main in Russellville or online at cogswellmotors.com.
Taking care of families. That's what the folks at C&D Drugstore have been doing in historic downtown Russellville for more than 6 decades when it comes to all your pharmaceutical needs. When it comes to compounding special medicines, R.D. Walker and his staff are there to serve you. And most importantly, if you need delivery, if you need curbside pickup, you need C&D Drugstore on the corner of B and Commerce in downtown Russellville, a 60-year tradition.
Welcome back to start the second half. The Cyclones are going to be getting the football leading 31-0. The mercy rule is 35. If Russellville gets up by 35 or more, then the clock will not stop unless an injury or a timeout. And Russellville would love nothing better than to do that on the first drive. Get out of here, get out of this wet conditions, get out of these wet clothes, and head on back to Russellville. And I'd be very happy if that happened too. It was very light rain we first pulled up here, just kind of off and on. About 20 minutes before kickoff, it started to downpour. And so much so, if you think about it, both teams were just trying to hand the ball off because even with it not being mud, it was very wet, very slippery, wet conditions. And it was awful. And it's lightened up a little bit. The wind is picking back up and blowing across the field now. And Russellville will receive the football. It'll be up to Hall to see where they want to go, if they want to win at their back to start the third quarter or not. And Russellville in their road white jerseys with red pants and black helmets, and Little Rock Hall in all orange tonight. Cyclones will be on our left, moving to right as we sit near the above the visiting stands. They've redone the visiting stands on this side over here since we've been here, and also put down turf for the Cyclones are ready. And just like we started the first half, Little Rock Hall was ready for the kickoff and the Cyclones weren't. Now it's flip-flopped. Russellville's out ready for the kickoff, and Little Rock Hall, only one person is out there on the field for Little Rock Hall, and that's number 15, Gary Lewis. So I'm waiting on a football and waiting to get all set up. Let's get this game going. Even though there's 25 seconds left on the clock, they're rolling it down, and we're ready to. Well, you're talking. I didn't want to, but we're ready to start this thing.
I've been trying to think. The uniforms of Hall, they remind me of some college team, and it just hit me. It's Syracuse, isn't it? The Orangemen of Syracuse. Mm-hmm. They look just like them. Everything's orange except for the numbers.
A little bit of black trim on there, and they've.
Oh, yeah.
They have Tim Price who kicks and Woods who kicks for him. This is going to be Woods. It's their first time to kick off. And end over end kick's going to be fielded by the Cyclones just inside the 20-yard line. This is Caleb Gray across the 25. He cuts back to the left at the 30. 35, he's trying to get the edge across the 40. He gets near midfield before being pushed out of bounds.
Yeah, stepped out about the 48, but a good return by Gray. Started to the right and then broke back to the left. Had a wall set up over there and was able to gain some more yards.
31 yards on the return, make it 38 yards on the returns. They're going to say he stepped out of bounds at the 48-yard line of Russellville. And so the Cyclones hoping to get a score on this. And again, the mercy rule, it's a big deal because the less you play, less chance of injuries, and Russellville coming in this game banged up a little bit. Of course, Cole Hathcote, their leading tackler, and who's been starting at running back, is out possibly for the season. Here's a screen pass complete to Marquise Peter. He's into Little Rock Hall territory and pushed out of bounds at the 47-yard line.
Good pass by Whitford.
But just a quick pass. He just turned and threw it to the right. Marquise following his blockers, which they've done with different receivers in that first half. That pass goes for 5 yards. Whitford now 7 of 21 for 57 yards. Russell, ball on the right hash mark. Looking at 2nd and 5. Whitford is going to turn and hand it off to Latrell Thomas, following his block, puts a hand on his blocker, following them, and he's just staying, it's like bouncing off people, staying on foot. They push him out onto the track, and he's still on his feet. He's very close to a first down. We'll have to wait and see where they spot it.
I like the way he runs, putting his hand on his blocker's back to let the blocker know, hey, I'm behind you. Keep running, keep blocking.
And he does get the first down, a pickup of 6 yards on the play. That first down brought to you by Beeson Roofing Solutions here on River Country KCJC 102.3. Ball on the 41-yard line, right hash mark. Whitford is going to turn, same thing. Gives it off to Thomas. He bounces off a man at the 40. He'll get about to the 38 before forward progress being stopped and pushed backwards. Cyclones going to be back at home for the next 2 weeks. They host El Dorado next week and then Siloam Springs to close out the regular season. Said Russellville controls their own destiny. They win these last 3 games. They're definitely in the playoffs. They win 2. They need some help. So the first step is to win this one. They're leading 31-0 here, early third quarter. 2nd down and 7. Whitford gets the snap, looking right. Nothing there. He's going to roll to his right. Stiff arms a man, still looking. He throws, and it's going to be incomplete. Good job of getting rid of that, is because if he steps out of bounds there, he loses yards. Trying to prolong the play as long as he can.
I didn't see who that was
well,
but
he had Robertson over there. He also had Brady Burnett. It was to one of those two. I wasn't sure either.
Apparently the good coverage was there.
It'll bring up 3rd down. The Cyclones, they need the Hall 31-yard line for a first down. Empty backfield as Graham will motion out. Throw to the near side. Complete enough for the first down to Marquise Peters. He steps out of bounds. Marquise checking his feet when he was down there to making sure he had enough for the first down. He does. It's brought to you by Beeson Roofing Solutions here on River Country KCJC.
I like what Whitford did. Look to the left just before he got the snap. Maybe I threw the defense off. Hey, I'm going to the left.
That's the 3rd catch for Marquise of 57 yards. Does have a touchdown, that big play, that double pass in the first half. Whitford pistol formation. Graham right behind him. It's a delayed draw play. He's got a big opening. He's at the 30, and they get near the 25-yard line. The big opening, but not many yards on the play. Closed up quickly for Graham. And it'll bring up 2nd down and long. Graham, that's his 3rd carry tonight for 8 yards. Russell's running game, though, has done really well tonight. 62 yards rushing. I mean, coming in this game, Russell, because of quarterback sacks coming off the rushing totals, Russell had less than 100 yards rushing as a team this year. They had 92 coming into this game. Again, quarterback sacks comes off rushing totals. That hurts. Russell has lost over 150 yards in quarterback sacks this year. Whitford, play action. He's rolling to his right. Little screen pass complete to Graham behind the line of scrimmage, and he may lose yards on the play.
I don't think Whitford's been sacked tonight, has he?
I'm not sure. I can't remember.
Don't believe he has.
He's pulled down by Gary Lewis.
Has pressure on him, but no sacks.
It'll bring up 3rd down and long for the Cyclones. That play wasn't designed to go to Graham, but after they play action, he was the only one open. And he's in the backfield to the right of Whitford. Whitford looking left, nothing, rolling right, throwing is incomplete. Tried to go to Brady Burnett. A little far out of his reach. It'll bring up 4th down and long for Russellville. Well, this is one of those situations where you're in a tough spot because right here it would be a 44-yard field goal. Maybe too close to punt it. So you go for it long, you try the long field goal. Looks like they're going to try the long field goal unless they've got something up their sleeve. This would be a field goal of 44 yards. Connor Cooper's longest this year is 39. That was the longest one he's attempted. He's 6 of 8 on the season. Snap is down, a kick is up. It's definitely long enough, and he nailed it, but they blew it dead before it happened. Offsides against Little Rock Hall, and it's a dead ball when offsides happens. They're wanting to decline it, but you can't decline it because it's a dead ball on the offsides. And so you have to take the penalty.
Do you think they'd go for it?
Yeah, I think they would, but I just hate that because, I mean, you nail a 44-yarder, you want you want a little bit of credit for it.
Oh, yeah.
So 4th down now, and they're going to put the offense out on the field and go for it. Yeah, they didn't take points off the board. It's an automatic dead ball. Bring a man in motion. They're going to give it Latrell Thomas running wide side. He's going to be swallowed up before he made the line of scrimmage. Russell's going to turn the ball over on downs. So it went from a very long field goal to a penalty to turning the ball over on downs. And with 8:39 left to play here in the third quarter, Cyclones leading at 31-0, but their defense on the field.
Man, you hate that for Connor.
Yeah, you do. But again, Russell did not pull points off the board. It's automatic dead ball anytime anybody jumps, offense or defense. The quarterback, Braylon Adams, pistol formation for him. With Patterson behind him, he's going to turn to give it to Patterson. He slipped down before he even got touched by anybody. Back at the 20-yard line, loss of 3 on the play.
Well, Hall's running game tonight's just been dead. It just hasn't been there. And of course, a lot of that goes to the credit of our defense.
He's stopped by Trey Potter at the 19-yard line.
Second down and 12. Cyclones leading at 31-0. Nearing the 8-minute mark left in the third quarter. Rain continuing to fall. Comes a point where you just forget about trying to stay dry. You're just wet. Adams back to pass. He's throwing it out, so it's just a wounded duck up there, and it's going to be incomplete. That's got to be offensive pass interference. They had Justin Lovelace's arm, and Lovelace was thinking about his second interception, and number 5 was back there, Rucker, and he grabbed a hold of Lovelace's arm, and that's the offensive pass interference has got to be, and it's incomplete pass anyway, so Russ will probably decline it. Rucker now up, able to walk off under his own power. Russell going to decline this penalty and bring up 3rd down and 12. Oh, they're calling it against Russell. You got to be kidding me. They had a hold of Lovelace's arm. We had a perfect vantage point of it. Perfect vantage point. That was ridiculous. I guess you can't assume. Huh.
I don't understand that call at all.
All right. Well, 1st down and 10 for them. Adams again going to throw it up for grabs, and it's going to be incomplete. And that time Grant Smith on the coverage, and they're looking for another flag. Not going to get that one after being given a gift.
No, that ball was short. Had a lot of air under it.
Yeah, they tried to go to B.J. Sisk, and it wasn't there. 2nd down and 10.
Good coverage by Grant Smith, staying right with the receiver.
Cyclones leading by 31 here. 7:41 left to play here in the third quarter. Adams moves the S back in front of him. Looks like more like an offensive lineman. And let's see. Play clock was down to 1. False start. It couldn't have been a delay of game. It is a false start. Make it 2nd down and 15. That's the 5th penalty on Little Rock Hall for a total of 36 yards. Russell been penalized 7 times for 79. That last one was ridiculous, though. 7:38 left to play third quarter. Russell leading 31-0. Ball on the left hash mark. Braylon Adams, the quarterback for Little Rock Hall. He's going to turn and give it to Patterson, and he's going to be hit in the backfield and dropped back at the 26-yard line. A loss of 3 on the play. It'll bring up 3rd down and 18 for the Warriors.
I think that's number 43, Ty Hips.
Yeah. El Dorado adding a field goal. They lead Siloam Springs in the 3rd quarter, 16-6. Sheridan and Lake Hamilton tied at halftime at 10. Benton and Greenwood tied at halftime at 17. Adams back to pass on 3rd down and long. He's under pressure. He's going to roll to his left. He's going to be hit and dropped back at the 20-yard line. Ty Hips once again. 6-yard loss, and it'll bring up 4th down and 24 in a punting situation for Little Rock Hall.
He had no place to go. We had great coverage downfield. Even if he had thrown it, it wasn't going to be completed.
I say he didn't quite make the 20. Give him 19, so a 7-yard sack for Mr. Hips. Ty's older brother Hayden, a member of the Russellville High School Hall of Fame for his efforts in baseball and football. Tim Price on to punt this one, and Russell going to field it. Reed Wolf at the 41-yard line of Little Rock Hall. He's across the 35, gets to the 32-yard line. I'll tell you, all Ty needs is that hair coming out, and with that 43's Troy Palomalo the way he plays. 22-yard punt there, Reed Wolf returning. I'm waiting to see where they put it down. They put it down at the 33, so an 8-yard return. Russell with excellent field position. And they'll have golden opportunity here to get this mercy rule going if they can put this one in the end zone. 6:08 left to play here in the 3rd quarter. Whitford back to pass, looking left. That's a short side of the field. Gets it to Wolf, who steps out of bounds after getting inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. Pick up a 5 on the play.
That's a little down and out on that left side.
That's his 2nd catch for a total of 7 yards. Of course, Reed had that touchdown pass of 43 yards. Russell's first touchdown of the game. 2nd down. Whitford going to roll to his right, looking downfield, throwing. Is complete to Brady Burnett. Takes a shot, stays on his feet inside the 25-yard line, and very close to a 1st down. And it is. They're waving on the chain crew. A 1st down here on River Country, brought to you by Beeson Roofing Solutions. Still waiting to see where they put it down. They're going to put it down at the 22, so pickup of 6 on the play. It's the 9th 1st down for the Cyclones. Ball on the right hash mark, just outside the 22-yard line. Pistol formation. Nope, they're going to move Latrell Thomas to left of Whitford with an S back. Play action. Whitford pumps, nothing there. Steps up in the pocket, and he's going to be hit and tackled. And I don't know, it depends where they spot it, whether it's considered a sack. I don't know if he ended up gaining a half a yard or not.
He's brought down by number 65, Darius Woodis. Just inside the Warrior 23-yard line.
Near the 23, so it lost about a half a yard. So statistically, it's a sack. 2nd down and 11 for Russellville. 5:25 left to play. 3rd quarter, Russellville leading 31-0. Here's Latrell Thomas straight up the middle, gets inside the 20-yard line before being tackled at the 18.
That's a good hard run by Thomas.
Yeah, 5 yards on the pickup. More manageable 3rd down now, as it'll be 3rd down and 6. 5:05 left. Clock rolling here in the 3rd quarter. Russellville leading 31-0. Ball in the middle of the field. 2 receivers to each side. Thomas, the running back. Whitford looks right, looks back left. He's going to throw, looking for the end zone. It's going to be a complete touchdown. Brady Burnett on the far side. Touchdown pass of 18 yards from Whitford to Burnett.
Burnett had the separation from the defensive man and was able to haul that in. Just a good play, good pass by Whitford.
That's the 6th touchdown reception by Brady this season. Gives the Cyclones a 37-0 lead, and more importantly, is going to kick in the mercy rule here. Mercy rule is they've already started the clock. They're rolling it right now with under 4:30 left. Here's the extra point by Connor Cooper, and it's good. Russellville leading at 38-0. We'll take a break. You're listening to Cyclone Football in River Country, KCJC.
Terry Holland here at Best Ride. Did you know Best Ride's been in business for 15 years? We are still offering the same great customer service we started with in 2004. We started with an affordable car for 24 months or 24,000-mile service contract with a low interest rate. We helped with your sales tax, gave free oil changes to the length of the contract, and reported credit. Best Ride now offers a little more. We have a full service department with all your vehicle needs, a service contract with no deductible, a newer, lower-mile vehicle to choose from. Best Ride's been serving the River Valley for 15 years. You can find us at BestRideArkansas.com, Instagram, and Facebook. So guys, come see us at 621 South Knoxville in Russellville.
This game's about to get a lot shorter. The mercy rule's been invoked. Russell leading at 38-0. Remember, after that, the punt return by Reed Wolf. The Cyclones go 33 yards in 5 plays. Whitford hitting Brady Burnett, an 18-yard touchdown reception. That's the 6th touchdown catch by Burnett this season. The extra point was good, and now with it 38-0. The only thing that's going to stop the clock is an injury or a timeout. Russell needed this win, and I think they needed this win this way too. Connor Cooper, a high sky kick, and it's going to hit. It's a free ball, and Russell's going to cover it. The Cyclones cover it. That's Eli Tolan, Ty's little brother. Good job, Eli. And Eli Tolan covers it. And that really wasn't an onside kick. It was a sky kick, and it was a free ball, and they let it bounce. And Eli said, I'll take that at the 34-yard line. The Cyclones have the football again. Another miscue by Little Rock Hall.
Yeah, about a 36-yard kick. Or 26-yard kick, sorry.
Cyclones with 2:25 left to play here in the third quarter. And here's the give to Damon Donahoe straight up the middle. And he'll get a yard, maybe 2, near the 30-yard line.
Well, the good thing that clock keeps rolling.
Yeah, the Cyclones making a change here. And at quarterback, they're going with number 18, Jesus Herrera. And he was on that last handoff there. Donahoe in a pistol formation. Damon's going to get the handoff running right side, and they sniffed that one out. They were in the huddle. They flinging backwards, back near the 40-yard line. Big loss of 8 yards on that play.
I know you can say a lot of things that Hall has done as far as mistakes tonight, but one thing that's very positive about them is they pursue, they gain tackle, they don't give up, but they pursue the ball carrier, and that's a good thing.
Herrera, the quarterback here at 3rd and 15, or they switched. No, Gavin Graham is there, and he's going to roll to his right after play action. Looking, he's going to keep it himself. He'll step out near the line of scrimmage. A little bit better passer, and I don't know if that was designed run or not, but he'll get near the 39. I don't know if he lost a yard on that play. Looks like they're trying to mark him around the 40. That would lose a yard on the play. It'll bring up 4th down and 16. You know, a field goal here would be 57 yards. Russell going to punt it away, leading 38-0. Benton has just scored with 3 minutes left in the third. They lead Greenwood 24-17. Talked to our buddy who's the Benton play-by-play guy, Jim Garner, and I think I had a little bit more faith than he did. He's always leery of Greenwood, and hey, if you're Benton, I don't blame you, because they've had the really good teams going in confidence and just only to have it trampled upon. But
That moves the ball to the 45-yard line.
I don't know. What do we do? Illegal procedure?
Yeah, penalty against Russell, moving it back. Maybe just to try to give us a little bit more room to work with. Ty Hips going to get that punt away. It's going to hit and take a Russell row as the third quarter comes to a close. It's going to roll dead at the 5-yard line. So a punt of 40 yards by Ty Hips. We've come to the end of the third quarter with our score. The Cyclones 38 and Little Rock Hall nothing. We'll take a break. You're listening to Cyclone Football in River Country, KCJC.
James Dunham is experienced, an attorney for 30 years whose practice covers all areas of the law. James Dunham is ethical. He's chairman of the Supreme Court Committee on Professional Conduct. James Dunham is fair. He's known for his respectful treatment of others. He's a man of judicial temperament and sober judgment. Elect James Dunham, Circuit Judge.
Paid for by the Dunham Campaign.
Dear Golden Sons and Wonder Boys, Ozark Explorers, and Main Street Adorers, there's a new casino coming to town. Wouldn't it be great if it were Choctaw Casino and Resort? A place built for the community and the people of Pope County. This is your home. It should be your casino. Luckily, it's not too late to let your voice be heard. Talk to your city and county representatives and let them know that you choose Choctaw. For more information, visit ChoctawArkansas.com.
I understand the Panthers. I'm reading some of our comments on YouTube. Panthers, 7 minutes, 77-yard drive to take that lead. Goodness gracious. Leading Greenwood 24-17. Could this be finally when Benton breaks through and beats Greenwood? A lot of every game in the 6A West this week has some sort of playoff or seeding implications. Even this one, Russellville, to guaranteed spot in the playoffs, so they can win their last three, starting with this one. It's the first step. They'll be back at home next week, actually the next 2 weeks, hosting El Dorado, then Siloam Springs. After the 40-yard punt, as we start the fourth quarter, Russellville leading 38-0. It goes down to the 5-yard line. They're going to hand it off to Patterson, and not much room there to work with. I think he got past the line of scrimmage, a yard, maybe two. El Dorado leading Siloam Springs 23-6. And I think that's bad for us. I think we were needing Siloam to win. We're trying to. Okay, no, we needed El Dorado to win, so that is good for us. Second down and 9. And running to a pile again. Again, this is Patterson, I believe. He lost yardage on this play.
Russellville, the defense is just controlling the line of scrimmage. They're pushing that offensive line backwards. They're doing a great job.
And Kyron Lott on the stop. I'm waiting for them to put it down. They put it down at the 4, so that's a loss of a couple on the play. Russellville leading at 38-0. Mercy rules in effect. Under 11 minutes left to play here in the ball game. Clock only stops for injuries or timeouts.
They're going to have to call a timeout.
Yeah, the play clock's down to 1, and they're going to call timeout. We'll take a quick break. Russellville leading 38-0. You're listening to Cyclone Football in River Country, KCJC.
KCJC, Dardanelle, Russellville. You guys play the best country of all. River Country. KCJC.
Parents have a hard job. How do you feed the kids good food without breaking the bank? When you dine in at Steak and Shake on Saturday and Sunday, kids eat free with every $9 spent, and your food is always made to order. Steak and Shake on Parkway Drive. Steak and Shake's reward app makes saving super easy. Download the Steak and Shake Rewards app for free. Then order and pay from your device or smartphone, and every $50 that you spend, you get $5 in rewards. Steak and Shake on Parkway Drive.
Welcome back. The Cyclones leading at 38-0. The only thing that stops the mercy rule is an injury or a timeout. We've had that here. Little Rock Hall facing 3rd down 11, using a timeout because he didn't get the play in time. This game being played in rain. The rain is actually let up now, but rain was very heavy at the start of the game and pretty much the entire first half. Both teams were sluggish, basically just trying to run the football. Russellville finally got it going at 10 points in the first half and 21 points in the second half. They've rushed for 3 touchdowns tonight. A trick play for another score. Their first touchdown was a trick play on 3rd down 11. Yeah, quarterback Adams fumbled it, picked it up though, and gets back to about the 2-yard line.
In fact, he fumbled a snap.
You might want your binoculars on here. It's been an adventure when they've punted, and they're going to have to punt with a shortened snap from deep in their own end. They've their second punt of the game. If you weren't with us, they actually the punter hit it off the tip of his right foot, like off his toenail, and it went for -3 yards. The punter Tim Price is the one back and has his heels on the back end of the end zone. Now penalty flags flying. This is on Little Rock Hall. It'll be about a half-yard penalty.
In fact, that ball was snapped to the blocker in front of the punter. I wonder if they're trying to trick play.
Well, that was a delayed game, so half-yard penalty here. Still 4th down and long, 9.5 to go. Little Rock Hall through all that, didn't have enough guys on the field. They're running in a guy right now. They didn't have a gunner on this right side. 5 seconds on the play clock. They do get the snap off. Not a bad punt from where he was. It's going to hit at the 25 and roll dead at the 35-yard line. That's not a bad punt.
Number 2, Payne, was back there for Russellville. I think he thought about picking it up, but probably heard the coaches yelling at him, let it go.
33-yard punt, no return. The Cyclones have it. 8:44 left to play in the ball game, leading 38-0. Clock is rolling because of the mercy rule and moving away from us to our left. And Jesus Herrera is going to be back in at quarterback. Running back is Connor Murdoch. And Herrera are going to fling it out there, and it's going to be incomplete. Try to go to Robertson on that far side. Incomplete. Clock continues to roll, though. Second down and 10 for the Cyclones at the 35-yard line at Little Rock Hall. Little Rock Hall's been mercy ruled in all their conference games. They have 2 wins on the season. They beat Little Rock Fair and also Little Rock Mills. Benton has now taken a 31-24 lead over Greenwood. Herrera going to give it to Murdoch, running left side. He's inside the 35, gets near the 30 to the 29-yard line. Little Rock Hall comes up with a football, and
they're saying it's fumble.
Russell says it's down. Little Rock Hall says it's our ball. Nope, they put it down, and they're at the 28-yard line. Now they're going to stop and talk about it. The official on the back side comes in. He says it was a fumble.
Yeah.
Guy furthest away from the play. You got to be kidding me. The back judge comes in and says, hey, that's a fumble. Well, he's got great eyes to be able to see it from there.
Yeah. Well, the other 3 were up there real close.
Yeah. Come on. He just came in and overruled everybody. So 6:55 left to go in the ball game. Little Rock Hall with it at their own 28-yard line. 1st and 10 for Little Rock Hall.
Got a new quarterback for Hall. Number 6.
That's B.J. Sisk. He turns and gives it to Patterson, weaving his way, gets across the 30 to about the 32, pick up a 4 on the play. He's 2nd down and 6 at the 32-yard line. Dontavius Patterson now 12 carries for 2 yards because he's lost so much. Lost 7 yards his last carry, actually. Over here on this side is Jalen Payne playing defense. It's going to be a fake handoff, and Sisk going to keep it himself, trying to get the edge. He's got the sidelines at the 40, 45, and cut down near midfield by Payne. Good tackle by Jalen.
Yeah, they faked going to the left-hand side, and he just took off to the right and made a great move out there on our cornerback.
17-yard pickup, 1st down for Little Rock Hall. It's a 1st down for the Warriors. That's their 3rd, and that's a busted play here. Sisk turned right. Nobody was there. He's going to keep it himself. He's into Cyclone territory. He's got the right sideline again. He's at the 40, 35 before being pushed out of bounds by Eli Tolan. It's to the 33, and Little Rock Hall has some life here. Well, that was on a busted play, and they gave him the 34, so he's had consecutive runs of 17 yards each. Actually, make that 18 because they give him the 33. Benton a 40-yard pass to take that lead against Greenwood. Patterson going to get the head off running left side. He's hit at the 33, still makes the 31. Bring up 2nd down and long.
Yeah, Hall's all of a sudden just come to life. They're getting some great blocks from that offensive line.
Of course, we'll have the scoreboard show here on 102.3, but not beginning till 10 o'clock. Interested in the Sheridan Lake Hamilton game. Of course, Benton Greenwood Sisk, drop back to pass. He throws it. It's just up for grabs. It's going to be, let's see. One official is saying as Benton came up with it. You got to be kidding me. Braylon Adams, who started at quarterback, they say he came up with it. I thought he hit the turf. But it goes for an 18-yard pass. Come on, guys. That's 1st and 10 here. 4:13 left. I don't see how in the world they saw that. It looked like hit turf and bodies all around it. Sisk going to take a direct snap. He's running right side. He's at the 15. At the 10. Ball's free. It's picked up by Little Rock Hall, though, and tackled at the 12-yard line. Johnny on the spot there is number 13, Jeremiah Walker. It popped out and one bounce right to Walker. So Walker actually gets credit for all 5 yards. That's how stats go. 2nd down and 5 from the 10-yard line. Again, a busted play. Sisk going to keep it himself, running left side. He breaks a tackle at the 10. He's inside the 5-yard line. That's enough for a 1st down. 2 of their best plays have been the busted play.
Number 33, Aguilar, is the one who made the stop.
1st down and go from the 4-yard line for Little Rock Hall. 38-0, Cyclones leading, wanting to keep Little Rock Hall out of the end zone, but Tavius Patterson takes it, and he takes it in for the score. Now, even though it's under 35, the mercy rule is still in effect. It doesn't stop. But Little Rock Hall on the board, getting that touchdown. 38-6 our score. Clock continues to roll, though. Cyclones leading with 3 minutes left. And they're going to go for 2, or they're going to try to kick. Darius Woods is on to try the extra point. Tells you how long they've been taking. It's just since they've scored. It was 35 seconds ago, and they still don't have enough people on the offense. Play clock's down to 4 seconds, 3 seconds. They're going to take a delay of game here. They're trying to call timeout, and they do get a timeout with 2:22 left. They call timeout before the extra point. Russellville, though, leading 38-6. We'll take a break. You're listening to Cyclone Football in River Country, KCJC.
Great. How you doing?
So proud
Good.
to sponsor local sports. Rivertown knows that our young people will carry the fine values and discipline they learn in sports through the rest of their lives. Thanks to all of the Rivertown Bank customers, our friends, and neighbors for your business throughout the year. And please remember, the biggest impact you can make on our local economy is when you bank local, and local is what Rivertown Bank is all about. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Welcome back. Russellville leading 38-6. Little Rock Hall just scoring and had to call a timeout because they didn't have enough people on for the extra point, and then they're about to take a delay of game. So they had to call a timeout before the extra point. We have 2:22 left to play in this ball game. Of course, Russellville had the mercy rule invoked. It does not stop just because they've got it under 35 points. And they're going to go for 2 here. Sisk out of the shotgun formation. He's going to keep it himself, running around the right side. Nothing there. Cuts back to the left, and boy, he's making something out of nothing, and he does get in. Good grief. Russellville looked like they had that bottled up. And Little Rock Hall is thinking, well, why haven't we made this change sooner? The 2-point conversion is good. Russellville still leads, though, 38-8.
Sis is very quick, got some quick moves and able to change directions very quick. And you're right. Why didn't they put him in the second quarter?
Yeah. (38-8). Sorry. They stopped the clock briefly, but now they got it going again. 2 minutes left. Russellville going to win this game. They're going to win their first conference game of the season. Move to 2-6 on the season, 1-4 in conference. Little Rock Hall is going to fall to 0-5 in conference. They'll have the same record overall, though, 2-6 on the season. .139 left, 138, clock rolling. Well, we may not get a kickoff. Well, I mean, Little Rock Hall does not seem like they're in any hurry. Folks, they have 2 players out there to do the kickoff, and the officials aren't making them do anything. They scored with 2:16 left. They ran that 2-point play. There is now a minute 16 left.
The
Now they're running.
Still holding the ball.
Yeah, this is unbelievable. Not that I'm in a hurry, but there's no sense of urgency. Think about it. They scored that 2-point play with 2:16 left. There's under a minute to play right now. No play clock, no nothing. They don't have the play clock going at all. We'll see if it's an onside kick coming. Yeah, probably so. They do one out of the rain. They're going to kick it deep. And it's going to hit at the 20, and Russell's going to field it and step out of bounds. That was Felix Aguilar back there. And the clock continues to roll, though. That could be it. Russell does not have to snap it again.
No.
The Cyclones going to win it here by a score of 38-8. We're going to take a break and be back to wrap it up here from Scott Stadium in Little Rock. You're listening to Cyclone Football, River Country, KCJC.
Corey Beeson and the folks at Beeson Roofing Solutions are proud to support local sports in the River Valley. And they also want to say a special thank you to all their loyal customers and the community for their business. So if you have a problem with your roof, whether it be on your home or business, visit BeesonRoofing.com to see their work or call 967-2288 to schedule a free estimate or second opinion today from your local roofing experts, Beeson Roofing Solutions.
Fellner's Athletes Corner, your high-performance athletic store for quality athletic footwear and apparel, features Nike, Under Armour, The North Face, Patagonia, Oakley, Saucony, New Balance, Brooks, Asics, Cobb.
If you're listening to us on YouTube, we appreciate you joining us. If you go over to our Facebook page here shortly, we're going to post the stats for you. But thanks for joining us. Once again, the Cyclones win at 38-8 here at Little Rock Hall. They'll have El Dorado at home next week. Thanks for joining us.
It's Monday through Saturday.
Hey, it's Drew Mitchell for Lakeside.